This meeting is being recorded.
All right. So we begin the 102nd session of Road to the Red campaign. As we rejoin our party of adventurers, having resolved the issues of the fated destruction of the Fremont family by destroying the color out of space before it had a chance to disintegrate Yanni's beloved extended massive family. Yanni had a heart-to-heart with his dad, which resulted in him heading back to Nokiri, swallowing his pride, and trying to make peace with the princess and the empress, which went fairly well, all things considered. Meanwhile, Mirak realized that he had started something. Not sure quite what yet, but the people in Tarnholm had drastically increased in number. The population of people who want to live in Tarnholm had doubled, and there was a tent city of people seeking the great healer, the restoring stone. And and so he had to deal with that and figure out what that meant for him as he hid in a deep basement beneath his house in a
just like the real
solitary stone cell.
Saying like, they don't know I'm here. If I don't breathe, they won't know I'm here.
Oh, I fucked up.
Uhtred had a heart-to-heart with his beloved, and then wandered out into the middle of the night with his toddler while he was blackout drunk.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Pretty much.
Yeah, he made it home and passed out in his dad armchair, and the little girl slept on his chest.
I believe a direct quote from Glenn as Susha was wandering the street drunk with his child, because he was going to talk to the people worshiping Mirak, saying that they worship him. But Glenn's quote was, "This is a core memory for Sissy."
Well, hopefully it'll be a good one.
Yeah, probably was.
And Mirak did a little bit of healing, and Largo's thrilled that there are 5 new orphans in the orphanage.
Have they been tested?
Jesus Christ!
Uh,
What the fuck are you doing over there?
It literally is just Largo just wants to know.
You should want to be like Professor X.
okay. One of them does seem to have some sort of magic potential.
Okay. This is very exciting.
You're like, okay, I'm just looking at this one that died.
One of them is dead now. Okay. What manner? How do we know this?
Because you went in there and you were in your old man benefactor disguise.
Woke up.
Woke up, sure, and kind of like, gave all the little kids a hard stare.
Yeah. That's weird, but I'm glad it bore fruit.
And you got a faint sense of some sort of arcane or supernatural potential from one of the children.
I approach the child.
The next game.
No. I silent image a flower in my hand, out of nowhere, obviously out of nowhere. And I ask, well, what kind of flower is this? It's a visage of a chrysanthemum.
Okay. It's a little girl. She's got long black hair, done in a braid that she wears over her shoulder. Like a light tan, skin, and dark black eyes. Not just like dark brown, so dark that they're black.
Yes.
And she looks at you and looks at the flower, and I don't like that one. Just it's really dour, sort of.
And I say,
Not impressed.
I hope one day to learn what flowers you do like. And the silent image disappears, and I turn, and as I leave, I'm like 5 feet away from the door, just smile a little bit to myself and continue.
Well,
Oh yeah,
I got one.
and Largo teleported himself into a wall.
Okay.
And got
Yeah.
shunted into the sky and fell about 60 feet.
Okay.
you rolled a
And
natural.
Rolled a natural one on a teleport.
Damn. Fascinating. That's
Uh,
probably what I said as I tumbled in. Fascinating.
So that was Largo's little adventure. And then
Yeah.
you all reconvened in Tarnholm and had began your journey south, stopping over in Solomon to speak with Aelorn on the way. And there you spoke with Aelorn. He told you that he has tried to teleport to the South Pole.
Yeah.
That has failed.
Okay.
He has been there before, so he knows where it is, and he could successfully do so normally. But there's something preventing him.
Uh-oh.
And you guys talked a little bit about what that might be, but without the ability to scry or do some significant investigation, your knowledge is limited.
Did we have did Largo and Aelorn have the conversation that Dan and Trevor had at Mexico? Okay.
Mexico.
If you want to say that we did, there was a lot of stuff where Mirok was busy doing shit, Yanni was busy doing shit, Future was busy doing shit. If Largo wanted to do a quick pop over to Aelorn's and talk to him, and then kind of secretly without everybody knowing, then that could have happened earlier in the day or.
Sure, I like that. I like having had that conversation.
Okay. And then Yanni came back and said, hey, I talked to the Empress and the Princess is really sorry about what she did to you, Largo. And Yanni used all of his action dice. And I rolled a 2 for
Okay.
Largo.
All right. So I say, if water there must be under the bridge, it will flow.
That is the way of one.
Sure. And with that, we rejoin The Roses Are Red in the city of Solomon, just outside of Alorn's cottage, the base of his oak tree. Oh, and there was Alorn invited you into his demiplane, showed you his workshop, and offered you free use of it.
Well, that's huge.
Yeah, that was kind of a very huge thing. There's
Well, that was the thing that we spent the least amount of time on in that entire session. That was like 2 minutes.
yeah, it was towards the end for sure.
But one of the useful things about that demiplane is time moves much more rapidly in there. So 8 hours spent in the demiplane is an hour outside the demiplane.
Okay.
So if you need to create something for whatever trials and tribulations are ahead of you, and you need it now, this is the closest to now you're gonna get.
So is it like Largo only, or is it like all of us if we need to go there?
Largo and Mirok.
Okay.
He explained it how to get in there for the two of you.
Cool. And we can kind of like teleport there, or like how does that work? Plane
Yeah.
shift
We
there?
have to like go into his house and
Oh, okay.
do a specific thing on his.
You have to go into his house, go to his kitchen sink, arrange the dish soap and a hand towel and a sponge and stuff, and then inside your mind, mutter an arcane phrase. And then when you open the cabinet underneath the sink, it turns into a door.
Okay, that's quite
Has
cool.
all the crafting stations.
Very nice.
Yeah, definitely super helpful. Okay.
Well, let's go check out have you guys been to my apartment?
No, and no, I don't think any of us have been here. Well, maybe. No, I don't think so.
It's been months since I've been to my apartment. I'd love to go to my apartment. Just a quick scamper over to the apartment. Check in on some things.
Yeah, it's fine.
Feed my cats.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. We don't have to role play that. I know that Largo being in Solomon would be like, well, no, you guys want to come over to my
Because
place?
you get it like a safe house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a political neutral ground.
I'm a Vavasor.
Yeah.
Alorn does give you one more thing as a parting gift.
Ooh. Is that a map to the south?
Map.
We love maps.
That is a map of Kleshadar, the southern continent. So it's a little confusing, but I will. So this line is all ice.
Okay.
This line on the inside is the actual landmass underneath the ice. So these are islands, but all of this shit is covered in ice, and these are ice flows that act kind of like islands.
Okay.
The South Pole is actually not under ice. Sometimes no, but the way the ocean currents work, warm water does come in to this side of the continent, kind of warms that side of the continent, so it melts on a fairly regular basis.
Well, we gotta probably go to the South Pole.
No, we definitely are. Yeah.
And I'm trying to I was like, so on the east, no, that's north. They're all north. Everything's north. And this is the southern end of the continent that you are. Cass would be just up here.
You'd use longitude to orient from the South Pole. Like we're gonna go to rather 95 degrees longitude.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists in your world though.
I mean,
So
you have to choose where your prime meridian is.
yeah, exactly. This is ice. This is land. So there's a bridge here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's attached. Okay. Cool. Great.
The glaciers have been receding from the continent you're on is Estentel. Glaciers have been receding for like 60,000 years.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned there's
50,000 years.
I see. Just okay. Well, our current plan last session was to summon your flying mounts and just fly and then rest and then fly. And
Yeah.
try to get as close as you can. The concern that Aelorn raised to us last time was, this thing is preventing teleporting and scrying. It's like if it is some kind of area of effect spell, there's a potential that we go into that area of effect and we can't get out.
Well, then here's the thing. We either, if there is evil at the South Pole, we're going in there and we either banish it or we don't return it.
I don't think we're gonna manage. I think this is like a scouting mission.
Scouting mission to the end.
Okay.
So I did do a little bit more calculating, and the Phantom Steeds can fly about 22-ish miles per hour.
Mm-hmm. With
the composition of your group, you can probably get by with summoning 4 instead of the full 6, and then they last 1 hour per level, split across. So with 2 castings, you could do a full 8 days or 8 hours of travel in 1 day. And then you hit a wall where it's exhausting to you guys to travel more than 8 hours a day. Mm-hmm. So you could get in the time span of 8 hours about 200 miles.
Now, we could
like 182 miles, but
ride all day and then rest, and then ride all day and then rest, and then ride all day and then rest for as long as we need to, and it takes us how long it takes us to get there. Where's like the closest that we've been to the South Pole? Are we there? Like Cass? Okay, so teleport to Cass and start from there.
Yeah.
From Cass, it's probably around 2,000 miles. Okay. So if the sum total of your traveling capacity is via the steeds, it's going to take about 10 days.
10 days, do that. Maybe 12. We have a couple rest days, but I don't get too exhausted. Eat some good camp food. Largo looks at all of you because you're probably thinking about, but like, what about the Magic Mansion?
Yeah.
But then like Largo wants to like, we're going, we're fucking camping.
I like that this is what's going through Largo Tech because the entire time it's communicating and you're we'll take a couple rest days. I know you're thinking about food, but the Magic Mansion. And Mary's saying, no, I'm thinking about the meteor that just like hit the planet. And we fought a weird slug monster.
Okay, well that's fine too. Yeah, I would back down pretty quickly, but I'm just saying like we've never gone like camping before, like proper camping. I mean, last time we went camping, we got murdered, but now like we're harder to murder, so like we don't go camping.
We don't go camping anymore. I mean, wherever we can stay anywhere. We are to make a nice hole in the mountain.
Just at least one good camping night.
Okay. Yeah. One good camping night. I agree.
Okay.
I just recalled the Empress gave me her wand gate, something to basically get you like 3 teleport trails a day. You gotta give it back. You can use that too.
Yeah, the portal gate that the Nokiri Empire used to transport you. Yanni got the rod to cast that.
Okay.
You can cast it 3 times per day. It's cast at 10th level, so it'll transport you guys 1,000 miles, but it'll save you a couple spell slots.
Okay. So so we get to cast and then we kind of go that direction 1,000 miles.
You have to know where you're teleporting.
So it's teleport. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll just teleport us to cast. Yeah.
They're gonna be useful once we.
Yeah, once we get there. Yeah. Okay.
It has some benefits over teleport, as it doesn't have a person limit as far as how many people can transport through.
Because if we're taking Otis,
or
you can do that. You can do yourself plus 5.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, if for some reason you end up with more than that, then.
Well, let's do a regular teleport to cast and then set out from cast.
Yep.
But it's good to know. All right, you guys ready? Everyone hold hands.
Mm-hmm.
Uhtred?
Yeah, I'm ready.
81.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Is that your best teleport?
That might be my best teleport.
A good one, yeah.
All right. So, you teleport to cast. Is there anything you want to do in cast specifically?
I mean, I would ask the dwarves to see if there's something they want to catch up on, if we're just continuing on.
I don't. Nothing comes to my mind readily, and I don't think Mirak would prioritize anything over what we're doing right now. Because his only concern is turn home after the Elder Room.
Cool. So I turn to everybody and I say, "Are we ready to head out?" Uhtred?
I mean, like this anvil, but like that's gonna take a very long time. Yeah, I think Uhtred's good to go.
Okay. So I cast a 7th level spell in the form of Greater Shadow Conjuration and say, the most important thing is that we all believe in ourselves. And we have some phantom steeds, gentlemen.
Okay. So like I said, at 16th level, you have 16 hours to spread across. If you create 4 steeds, you can do 4 each. How do you want to? I imagine Uhtred will take Otis on his.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to ride bitch on somebody's.
I'm not a good horse rider. I'd probably prefer to be with Mirak in the sling.
Make the sling.
What?
When has there been a moment for us to make the sling?
We need to go to Aelor's workshop.
Yeah. Oh,
God damn it. Okay.
But
Well, I'm still riding with you.
I mean, can we retroactively say while we were in Solomon, we got some leather? But you wanted it to like Mark LaFleur. You wanted like a whole.
I did. But it doesn't have to be that right now. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be the final sling. It's just
one.
the initial sling, the prototype sling.
Yeah.
You're just gonna Shibari Largo.
No, it's actually if you're like very adamant, I'll just like get a piece of rock and just like mash it and get in there, and like Tempur-Pedic forms to you while the clay is malleable, and then we'll just go back to stone. You're just stone diapered in.
I mean, if this is how we must do it before Mark LaFleur, uses his design expertise to make us one.
Yeah, we'll figure out what works and doesn't work.
Okay.
I imagine you're gonna get pretty sweaty.
That's hence the velvet. Oh. All right, so we have the rock sling, and we're riding.
Okay. All right, so you take off, heading south over the mountains. And is there a floor or a ceiling to your travel height on these things?
We need to be low.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume like phantom steeds are like a foot above the ground.
I mean, they can fly.
I mean, we did over the water, so I mean, like, yeah.
I don't want to attract too much attention. Like, if someone's like right next to us, they'd be like, "Oh my god, those horses aren't like on the ground." But if like someone's like seeing us,
someone's like right next to you, and you're like, "Holy shit, those horses move fast!"
Yeah, right there. But I don't want us to be like, like up in the fucking sky. I think that we should be just above the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we want. We want to fly low.
Are you drawing larger on the stone Piper?
I'm trying to like spec it out. It'll probably be like.
All right. So you start heading south, flying over the mountains. It's cold. The altitude is pretty high. Even though it's late summer right now, you're This is these are some snow-capped peaks. Even trying to stay low in some of the valleys. I mean, a lot of it you guys are basically trying to beeline. You don't want to waste too much time weaving through the low areas. So just doing a straight line, you're having to go through some snow-capped areas, and it's cold. And for some of you wearing armor that's made of metal, that really fucking sucks. And for some of you wearing robes that are made out of silk, that also really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I think actually the only one of you that's not having a huge problem with this right off the bat is Yanni, because he's just physically
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do we have endurance?
Well, I mean, if there starts to be a murmuring, I imagine I would hear from you first since you're on my back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I need all of you to make fortitude saves.
Oh, okay.
26.
About 100.
And who's boarding it up?
Oh yeah. I'm traditionally Bort. Bort. Nice. Bort rolls a 28.
Okay.
17 total.
17, Largo.
26.
26. Yanni.
31.
31. Uhtred.
26, and Otis rolled a 7.
Otis rolled a 7. Boy. Sure, that's not too bad.
Otis also out of 26.
Okay.
So yeah, it's chilly. This sucks. Very uncomfortable. None of you are suffering significant adverse effects, though the longer this goes, the worse it may become.
After the fortitude save, I cast Life Bubble. So that will protect us from extreme temperatures. It's 32 hours that I can divide among all of us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is. I'm kind of noticed, right? Oh, 6, yeah. Ross wasn't here, so I mean. Okay.
5 hours and change.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I would cast Life Bubble on everyone.
What? Much better.
I figure that's so life bubble. I figure that you can only split that in quantities of 1 hour or 2 hours.
I don't know. I really don't know. I have it up right here.
They usually have.
You can divide this duration up in any manner you wish. Not necessarily equal. Yeah.
Okay.
Any manner you wish. It's the last paragraph.
5 hours and 20 minutes per person.
Sure. Yeah. And I imagine we're already a good amount of time into our journey so far. To encountering such extreme weather.
And as I said before, if you try to travel more than 8 hours in a day, especially these horses, while the ride is very smooth as far as they don't ride over uneven terrain, they're still horses.
Yeah. They're moving.
And you get a little saddle weary after 8 hours of hard ride on these things.
Makes sense.
So 2 castings of that a day will cover your time spent outside of the mansion, which I assume.
Yeah.
All but one day.
I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm cool to do that. I can't suppose.
Yeah, I mean, my daily castings are still up. I'm not doing shield and magic or mage's armor. I'm just doing the phantasmal speed.
Okay. Uhtred, can I get a will save, please?
Yep.
Is he still not believing it? No, he got over that. Right?
Yeah.
22.
22. Okay. All right. So
That was honest.
first day of
I
travel.
will say, please.
This mountain killed my mother.
Well, you're getting into the period of the campaign now where shit's gonna start getting a little intense, and
A little crazy.
I'm not gonna tell you exactly what's happening all the time.
Yeah.
That's part of it. But yeah, the first day goes off without a hitch. Largo summons the tower,
Oh yeah.
and everyone rushes inside to warm up. As now that you're deep into the mountains south of Cass, like even in the valleys, the top temperature is maybe 45 degrees,
Okay. Chill.
but the peaks are all sub-zero.
Super duper chilly time.
So you all rest up.
Different types of pudding.
Pudding.
Yeah, I feel like we've been on the. Largo tries to explain this. Well, I feel like we've been on the road.
Name 7 types of pudding.
So just pudding, bread pudding,
Okay.
black pudding,
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing says freezing cold like pudding.
chocolate pudding, butterscotch pudding.
Oh, okay. So now, yeah. So what's the dessert, bro?
Banana.
And then just once you hit butterscotch pudding, it's just more butterscotch.
It's like the one you get that's just a swirl.
Yeah.
Okay.
The liver pudding, that's gonna keep us warm.
I
I say that as I'm.
I think you get an earful from everybody.
And then
Isn't
Largo
liver
starts talking
pudding just
about-
pate?
Yeah, but liver pudding
That
is
is
like, yeah, it's a thing. But then, so as I'm talking, I'm like, gosh, like when it got really chilly in the village, all the old ladies would just cook up a bunch of pudding. You guys see any pudding?
I fully do not believe you. And that's not Aaron saying that. Mirak says that too.
You don't believe?
I do not believe you.
I just go like this and just float to the top. I say, if you need me, I'll be swinging.
When it got cold in the village, all the old ladies would gather around and make pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mirak does not accept that.
Oh man, but it's fucking true anyway.
True. That's so fucking true in this imaginary world that I made up.
All right, pudding.
This imaginary world that Dan made up.
That was a good name of puddings. I didn't expect you to go that far.
What pudding?
Mm-hmm. Baby pudding.
Beet pudding, figgy pudding,
Beet
beet pudding. You make pudding out of it.
pudding. Beet pudding. I mean, yeah, good.
Big bowl of mashed potatoes. Potato pudding.
Okay. The next day, Mirak would cast Tears to Wine. And then you would also do his life bubble. Apparently, there being other spells that I would want for us. After the swarm, get a perception higher. Yeah, I think I'll hold those.
Largo looks around and he says, "What do you guys think about walking today?"
I don't think we have time. Maybe we get closer.
It's a timing
Because
thing.
we might not be able to use the horses when we get close. Then we might have to walk.
It's a time thing. And then I go, the most important part is that we all believe in ourselves and we each have a horse to ride.
Could I basically buy the mounts and stuff? Would that get us any extra time to ride or save like anything like that?
If you do what?
I just ran.
Oh, if you just ran.
Your run speed is
A full move action's 80 feet. Or sorry, 160 feet.
the horses are 100.
Yeah, I could. 3/4 speed. I could keep up with a horse.
There.
What?
Yeah, so like a full move round for me is 160, right? Double.
Right.
So I could run at like 3/4 speed and keep up with a horse.
Right. No, the horses are taking 2 move actions around, so they're moving at 200 feet per round.
I got you. I'm not supposed to.
There's a race every year in Ireland, Jake, where you can actually run against a horse if you want to. Sometimes people win.
There's also the fact that you would be running on the actual ground, which is rough terrain for a lot of this. And the horses are just kind of like not dealing with that at all.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was looking to see if you could airwalk, but I think that caps his speed. You can't use like airwalk.
I don't know.
Because using airwalk, that'll resolve that.
Yeah, he'd still be slower than the horse. Though.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think technically airwalk is better for him than fly because fly caps his speed, but airwalk doesn't.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Soon, you swift-footed bastard.
Soon.
I was a stat horse.
Yeah, I don't see a cap on airwalk. Okay.
That's a good start.
To kind of move things along, you travel for another day through the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
2 castings of air bubble, 2 castings of communal phantom mount.
Yes.
Or
What?
greater shadow conjuration.
Yes.
Communal phantom mount.
Yes.
Magnificent mansion. Sleep for the night.
Yep.
Get up in the morning. Tears to wine.
Yep.
2 life bubble, little thing. So, give me another fortitude save for everybody.
Right, Largo. Set at 24. We're looking at a 21 for Bort.
Okay.
13 on the die.
So 26 from York.
Richard.
Yep.
You guys like left him in the mansion. You're halfway. Fortitude save, please.
Fortitude. All right, that ain't great. 23.
Okay. And Otis.
Better. 28.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, this cold is bad and it is getting worse. One, just the ambient standard temperature is going down as you go further and further south. And 2, the mountains are kind of evening out. You're coming into the part where it's turning into tall but rolling hills, and they're completely there's no more valley that does not have snow in it. You are running above snow pretty much constantly. You're fairly certain you are now over the glaciers that have moved into the continent and are moving towards the. It's hard to say, but the cold is getting frustrating and concerning.
And so the life bubble is not doing all that it could.
Oh wait, let me look at life bubble again.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well,
We're
we're
noticing,
noticing,
life bubble takes care of it.
but still, we're noticing, like, holy shit, if we didn't have life bubble.
I mean, you can tell that it's chilly because you're not, call it blind to but you are kept in a comfortable temperature. So
This is crazy. Largo remarks.
Okay, so that goes on for a couple days. You make some headway to the south. On the fourth day, I would like Uhtred give me another will save.
Oh, that's another 28.
28?
Yep.
Okay.
28. Yep.
You give me a second will save, please.
Yes, but with a different dice. Ooh, that's a good one.
I've never seen it coming.
34.
34. Okay.
I don't have any false vision jades.
Oh, I have my stone, like my iron stone. Have you seen? Wait, you have one too?
Do I have an iron stone? I'm not sure I did. I'm not sure I got.
All right. So yeah, Uhtred, you get this sort of sensation as though there's something intrusive. Something is trying to affect you somehow, but you have no clue what that might be.
I detected undead.
Nice. All right.
Welcome to the very place that hits.
Do you mention that to Guillermo?
Yeah. So if I'm gonna, sorry, I'd be. Something's not feeling right. Something's trying to make me feel different. I detect undead.
I mentioned to the group that I don't have the reagents for a spell that might be able to protect us from scrying right now, but I do have the ability to teleport if you think it would be a good idea to teleport to like Cass again and grab
And
Jade.
if I could retcon for just 1 sec, let me know. Could I first say maybe it'd be better for us to speak in our own minds?
That's a good idea.
Okay, I can cast that as one of my. Yeah, I mean, I wake up every day. I cast Fey Barrier. Doing the Phantom Steed now. I could also do telepathic bond rather. Yeah, that's a great idea. We can do that.
Hey, could I also activate the see invisibility lenses of my glasses and just look around for anything that could be following us or?
Okay. Sure.
You're just blindly flying a horse into a sword. That's all of you guys do this shit.
Every once in a while, you look to the right and left, make sure that everyone's still heading the same direction you are.
All right, good.
Okay, telepathic bond is 10 minutes per level, so that's only going to last you like 2.5 hours, two and two-thirds.
It is, yeah, 5 hours. I can do 2 castings of it. I don't really want to do more than 2 castings of it.
Yeah, we just need it for right now to discuss.
I need Fort to give me a will save.
Uh-oh. Fort's going to get scryed on.
Oh,
All right. 37.
37.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll make some adjustments if we get to the house without issue.
Alrighty then. Okay. So. Alright. So, yeah, Bort also gets the snagging. Oh, actually, Bort needs to give me a second roll.
Okay. You can come check it if you want. It's a 19. So 26.
Nice.
26?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the number that Uhtred did? Was it 28 and 30 something?
I think it's 28 and 34.
I think, yeah, I rolled a 15 and then a 9.
Okay.
My fortitude's 19.
Cool. All right. No, not fortitude. Will.
Oh, I thought we rolled. My bad. All right, so that'd be 15, 16, 17, 27 for the one, and then 19 for the other.
All right. Fort does not roll.
Okay.
Will saves.
Oh Lord, have mercy. We're being scried on, or maybe something worse. No.
So you guys are riding, heading south.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have like a organization of your Otis is traveling with?
I'm definitely in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, Merrick's not running the wing.
Something like this. Does that make sense for everybody?
That works for me.
Can I borrow your pen for a second?
Yeah.
Hold on to it.
As you are riding, everyone give me perception checks.
8. That's 16.
30.
Please add 10.
18.
Oh, is that up? 47.
How long does that last?
Hours, I believe. Like 5.
I think it was like 10 minutes per level.
No.
It lasts, you usually double it
Maybe I'm thinking
because
about it in
you're
the
blessing
context.
a fervor.
Maybe I'm thinking about it in a combat situation.
So we're not up to 10.
Yeah, I think it might have been 2 hours, but then we usually do it after casting blessing.
No, it's minutes per level. Yeah, so never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
You might have put it up in the morning in your planning phase, but it's faded by now.
Yeah.
It's getting close to the point in the day where you would actually land and getting close to, not there yet, where you land, re-up Life Bubble and re-up Phantom Steed.
Okay.
But what were your perception checks?
8, and then Bort has a. Well, it's probably not a trap, so I won't ask if it's a trap. But he has a 33.
Yanni?
37.
Uhtred?
25, and Otis rolled a 4.
Okay.
We both rolled 4s.
So, Yanni and Bort see as you're riding forward, and it's almost just a white sheet out in front of you with cloud cover that comes down to the horizon that is just a blanket of snow with some amount of rolling features to it. And you guys are cruising at like what altitude?
Oh, like a foot above the ground.
Okay. As you are heading speedily off, like a small dot out in the distance, Yanni and Bort see this humanoid or human-sized shape kind of sitting there in this white background and the horses are just hauling rapidly, kind of almost in that direction. It's a little bit off to the side, but you approach rather quickly, and just as you are able to put actual features or details to this individual, you see it start to move its hands, and you can just barely hear the sound of an incantation as this creature hanging in air, wearing these purple and green robes, 2 large draconic wings that stand motionless behind it, and you see coming out of the neck of these robes a long, almost serpentine neck that ends in a head that's half human and half black dragon.
Yeesh.
And as all of these details come into focus, as you and your phantom steeds rush forward, the individual finishes the spell that it is casting. And all of the steeds are gone.
Okay.
And you guys hit the ground rolling at 100, at 200, so like 30 feet per second.
Okay.
So everyone give me reflex saves.
Reflex saves. All right. Good, because I rolled a 1. So Bort is a 8. And a little Largo, spry little Largo, is a 24. 10. Bort says, "Whoa, man! I just thought that like everything we've been through, I'm going to change my alignment. I'm going to shift it to a true neutral." That's what Bort says. All right.
Man,
This is the break I needed. Okay.
I also had a 24.
19.
19. What was it, Yanni?
24.
Uhtred?
18, and Otis rolled a 3.
Okay.
As we're talking.
I rolled a 4.
Sling me! Sling! like decouple?
No, not
Like
decouple.
you want to be put
Like,
in.
yeah.
I assumed you already were.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So did you make this in such a fashion that he could get in and out, or you stone shape it every morning?
I make it. It's like the thing when you have a little kid at a table at a restaurant. It's like that,
Okay.
like a little box kind of thing made of stone.
All
The
right.
first day was just
Yeah.
All right. So everyone that rolled above a 20, you hit the ground and kind of slide on the snow, and you don't take any damage. You don't manage to stay up on your feet, but you don't hit too hard. For
I don't know. Just about one.
For everybody else, you take 6 points of damage as you tumble and kind of hit the snow hard, and it's more of a sudden uncomfortable stop, or you fling end over end for a little bit. And this guy doesn't move, but you do, and just move directly past him.
Mm-hmm.
You all are prone in the snow. And as you start spitting it out of your mouth, wiping it off of your face, pushing yourself up, and you're losing a little bit of, the snow kind of gives, and it's difficult to even stand up in this stuff. You hear a voice from ahead of you yell out, "Roses are red.
Mm-hmm.
Turn back."
Mm-hmm.
So ahead of us this way.
Ahead of you.
I turn to Uhtred, like all in the snow, and I'm still hanging on to my little sling and I'm in a little harness, and I go, "Do you want to take this one, Uhtred?" Indicating that I would like him to reply.
Yeah, Uhtred's not going to stand for that. So he said, turn it back, and Uhtred yells back, "You know no greater threat than what lies before you."
Okay.
Pretty good.
So Uhtred, yeah, you push yourself up into the snow. It's like almost up to your waist. You belt this out at the voice that you hear in front of you, and you see several figures standing not too far off in the distance. The one in front that had told you to turn back appears to be a dwarf wielding a greatsword in like what looks like maybe golden or brass, like shiny yellow metallic armor. The mask on the front of it is shaped into the form of a dragon, and there's a crown, a very obvious crown, sort of ornamentation on the top of the helmet. Give me a perception check.
I rolled shit. I rolled, it's a natural 1, so 22.
Okay. So a natural 1 is a -10.
All right, yeah, so
11 or something?
yeah, 11.
Flanking this individual, you see another sort of dwarf-shaped individual. This one just wearing a black robe with a hooded cloak. And that's, you vaguely the size and shape of a dwarf, but all you really notice is that it's holding a sort of short staff, wearing this heavy cloak. And then on the other side is a smaller figure, maybe only 3 feet tall, standing on top of the snow, not even falling through it. And it looks like a creature made entirely out of plants.
Fascinating.
And the face on this one is just like a solid sheet of bark with 2 eye holes in it.
I would
Okay.
let them know that I believe I see a dwarf. Could be 2, and a plant creature. Very small plant creature.
And yeah, you respond, and the one wearing the dragon mask yells back, "Ah, Uhtred, the late cleave. Maybe you need to shut your fat, ugly face."
Oh, this guy's
The late.
all right.
All right, so the rest of you are like standing up, and I'll let everybody else make perception checks at this point.
I'm not even going to make a perception check. I'm just going to use that time to cast Mage Armor on Yanni.
Ooh. I
Chase your dog.
maybe somebody went from board.
Yeah, okay, yeah, board perception check. The board perception check, that's fine, is going to be 23.
I got a 34.
Yes. Nice.
All right, so 34. Where's my string? There it is. Just want to see how far. Mirok can see.
60 feet is my range.
Okay. So he can't see the plant creature, but he can see the 2 dwarven size creatures.
How far is your life sense?
Pretty. I think that's pretty short. I think it's like
15 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did Largo get?
Largo just cast Mage Armor.
Oh, I mean, perception isn't not. It's like sort of a reaction thing.
That was Cox.
Yeah.
Largo got a 15.
Okay, Bork got,
Fort got a 23.
and Mirak got.
Oh, 6. I rolled
6.
3.
Okay. Yanni got a 34,
Yes, sir.
and Uhtred already looked and okay. So, Yanni, looking at what's in front of you. The dwarf in the front with the gold dragon mask, you're pretty sure that's a female dwarf? The one in the robes, you can only see his hands, and his hands are sort of an ashy gray color. And underneath the hood, you just see 2 pinpoints of white light where his eyes would be.
How'd you get? 30 feet.
Okay.
30 feet, yeah.
Okay.
Notice him looking at creatures within 30 feet as if he possessed the blind sight ability.
And Yanni, you also notice moving along, you see just the faintest indent of footprints in the snow.
We got another board.
At this point, I'd like everybody to roll for initiative.
God damn.
That is a 20. That is a d20 that you rolled. We do not roll d20s for initiative.
Maybe have lost roll d20 starter. Well, would you look at that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Would you look at that? Cool. Oh, it's the best battle I can start.
Is rolling a natural 1 for initiative, does that count as a -10 as well?
No, because you're using D12s.
Okay.
And it only counts on. Okay, Mirak, what'd you get?
It's a total of 17.
How do you get up to 17?
I rolled a 12 and my initiative modifier is 5.
Because you have your dex is 12 now.
Yep, I'm finally at 12, and then I have the feet to get another plus 4.
I just needed to update my card.
That is max initiative.
Uhtred.
Yeah, it turns out I got a 5, and Otis rolled a. He rolled a 3.
Okay. Otis. It's also at a 5. Yanni.
14.
14. Okay. Largo.
Got a 6.
6. Bork.
Bort, on the other hand, got a 10.
10. Okay. Let me put everything in order.
Ominous.
That's probably something on Glenn's side.
Okay.
Sounds eating raw pasta. Elevate.
Yeah.
He's returned. But
All right. Now it gets complicated. Okay. Yanni. You see the little plant creature raise her arms, and vines come shooting out of them towards you. That is going to hit a 43.
Oh yeah, that won't get that done.
42. For uh, 84 points of damage.
Fucking hell.
As this blast of like wooden shrapnel slams into your chest.
Okay.
And make a reflex save.
$26.
Okay. The vines kind of hit you and start wrapping around your body and sinking into the snow, and you kind of pull and stretch and yank your way out as they try to anchor you to the ground where you stand. And she is going to shuffle off a little bit to the side. Mira.
I go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here as I move action, and then I touch Yanni and I cast 9 lives.
Okay.
Yanni, you might want to look up the spell. It has a number of effects that can be very helpful to you in combat.
Okay. So it's called
But
Live.
9 lives. Yep.
I'm on it.
Okay. Yanni, it is your turn.
All right. If you don't mind, I'm gonna get this pulled up really quick.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm good. So, Dan, how far is the plant creature from me?
Oh
Well, within charging distance.
yeah, easily.
I don't like getting the shit knocked out of me by that. I will charge.
Yeah. Well, I can sign instead of listening for.
And go into brutal assault.
Yanni, you also should have healed
10.
10. Yeah, on my turn.
And now I would like to attack this plant creature with a. Oh god, what's the name of this attack? How can I remember it? It's Quivering Palm.
Okay. All right. Well, give me your attacks to hit.
All right. 33 to hit.
33. Is that right? 33.
Yep.
33 misses.
Okay. I got one more, right?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna try again. Okay, that one hit again.
Okay. So they're both 33 or less?
Yep.
Okay. All right. The cloaked individual. Begins to cast a spell. And I need, let's see. Everyone except for Yanni to make a fortitude save.
Shit. There we go.
What's an action dice to add, Dan? Is it D10 before D6 or D8?
D10.
Action die. Abundance of caution.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Uhtred, you seem to be pretty happy with your fortitude save.
Uhtred rolled a 19, so that's a 38. And
Okay.
Otis rolled a natural 20.
Okay. So both of you take 18 points of cold damage. Margo?
28.
28. 18 points of cold damage.
18 points
Bort?
of cold damage. Bort got an 18.
18 points of cold damage and 5 points of dexterity damage.
Ooh, okay. 5 points of dex. Huh?
Did Mirok roll his? Mirok, did you roll your fortitude save?
24.
24. Okay, you take 18 points of cold damage and 5 points of dexterity damage.
Cool. That was a wasted action die. Who else took damage?
We all did. Bort took dex damage as well as cold damage.
Everybody took
18 points.
Yeah, you can't save from the cold damage. Like save from the dex damage.
And the dex damage was 4?
Was 5.
So my dex is now 7.
And it gets very dark.
It's not completely pitch black. You're midday. This lowers the illumination by 2 levels. It is getting dim, and as this darkness comes on you, you are chilled to the bone, and you start to see frost climbing up your legs and solidifying around your feet.
All of us or just me?
All of you.
I zoned out there for a second as I was looking at spells.
And he says, Firebrand, keep taunting Uhtred. He moves over a little bit. The black dragon circles back. And you also cast a spell. Which, by the way, if you two wanted to do a spellcraft check on that.
I'm gonna do that on this guy. Not great. Spellcraft of 26.
$27.
What is the spellcraft on identifying a spell as it being cast? 15 plus spell level. Okay.
So you have 26 and 27 identify all spells. That was Polar Midnight.
Okay.
The cloaked figure casting.
Okay. Fucked up.
That's a 9th level spell.
That's also fucked up.
And the black dragon, half black dragon, casts a spell, and I'm assuming you guys are going to recognize this one. And it's pretty obvious once it hits, it's chain lightning.
Okay.
So everybody in that group is going to need to make a reflex save.
All right. Ooh, Largo's killing it right now. Largo makes 26. Bort makes less than he would have. He makes a 30.
So you take into account his dex being shitty. Oh, it's gonna fuck me.
Is this a reflex or a wisdom? Or will?
Reflex, or it's reflex, yeah.
Reflex?
If I'm at 7 dex, am I still at? I'm at -2. Because it's only once I'm at 8 dex I would go to -1.
Is it 9 decks you go to -1, 7 decks you go to -2,
Hmm.
5 you go to -3.
Okay.
And what's the name of the spell that was cast on us, Dan? The blizzard one?
Polar
Midnight. The hot new scent from Rockwood.
I yell, spread out, as soon as I realize what the spell is. I say, spread out, get out of this area.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to start with the chain lightning. Okay.
We're going to start with
Otis. What did Otis roll on his reflex save?
A 7.
Okay. So 20, 30, 40. Fly out of here. 40, 60. So
Yeah.
Otis takes 62 points of damage. Then it jumps to Uhtred. Uhtred, what you get your reflex save?
17.
You take 62 points of damage.
Okay.
And it's going to jump to Miron.
Okay. I'm assuming. Oh yeah. 10. I'm at -2, so 17 as well.
Okay. 62 points.
Mhm.
Damage. Largo?
I got a 17 on the die, so that'd be a 26.
26. Ooh, that's going to be close. No, but it fails. 2 points of damage. And then Bort is last.
Yeah, Bort got a 30.
30?
Mm-hmm.
31 points of damage.
31 points of damage.
Yanni, Mr. Perfect.
Doesn't Bort have the improved
Bort.
Bort, hearing the call of Largo to get the fuck out of there, vanishes.
Okay.
And let's see. Tries as hard as he can to get to that fucking guy.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's it. I guess he makes a double move and goes around to the guy's back.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Stealth check. All right. We are looking at 45.
So Bort very carefully moves around this individual, and it's obviously some like dwarven. Looking at the hands, he's kind of seeing this grayish thing. He thinks it might be a dirger or something like that. But then the hood turns back, and he can just see one of the points of light, one of the eyes, and the creature says, "I can feel you."
Bort says, "Fun."
Bort, give me a perception check.
Perception for Bort is going to be 30.
Okay. Something about this creature's voice is familiar to Bort. It's got this hollow, raspy sound to it. The tone seems familiar. Give me an intelligence check.
I have an idea.
Bort's a dummy, so he gets a 5.
Yeah. I'll say with a 5, he says the raspiness of this, the hollowness of the voice reminds him of Juro.
It's someone that he or we have probably killed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so that's it for Bort. Firebrand, as the cloaked one called her, moves up to the edge of the dark hemisphere and says, "Uhtred, son of nobody Houndson, come and get me."
It's working.
Largo.
Okay. Largo.
Again, you can, the ice is crawling up your legs.
Oh, yeah. Largo can fly on himself. And in a similar breath, he turns small.
Okay.
And uses his fly speed to go. I'm up like that. Okay. It's kind of like, and I'm probably 10 feet up. Maybe 15 feet up. And unfortunately, that is all I can do. But I reiterate again as I'm going. I'm like, get out of this hemisphere of darkness as quickly as you can.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if Uhtred is smart enough that he wouldn't full on attack this guy, or is Uhtred prideful enough that he called him like the son of nothing, that he would absolutely fire rage on this guy or girl.
Don't forget Late Cleave. He called you Late Cleave.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's
I think I am going to try to get a mix of both if I can. and activate my shoes of flight and get an aerial attack on this nerd.
On this one?
Yep.
Okay. So you're just going to fly up and then kind of like death from above?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Can I rage, or is it just a stand? Like, this is just an attack?
Yeah, you can rage, but turning into the fire giant is like takes a standard. But you can rage, and you can fiery rage if you want. But yeah, you can't turn into a giant and attack in the same round.
But I can rage and attack.
Yes.
Perfect. That is what I will do. All right. Here we go, Otis.
Does Bort relay anything about the person he's near?
What's that?
Does Bort relay any information about that rogue character?
Nope.
Okay.
We're not bonded right now, are we? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, he says what Daniel says.
43.
Okay, 43. Pretty sure that was definite hit. Yeah, that hits. You attack her, and she is in come and get me, so she gets an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
Okay. So, how much damage do you do to her?
Right here. Oh, pretty good. I do 52 points of damage to her.
52. You're just on your rage sheet. You're not on your giant rage sheet, right?
Right. That's 30. I do 3d6 plus 37.
Okay. 52. Okay. And she does 46 points of damage to you. And you pull your axe back, looking at her, and she's got a cut into her shoulder, and she just kind of growls through her mask. You can see like a just around the edges of her mask and through the mouth hole, you can see like a horribly scarred face underneath. And she says, "Oh, I thought you'd hit harder. That was just a scratch." Otis.
I'm gonna kill this guy. Otis, Otis would follow me into battle, and can he get behind this thing?
He could, but then he wouldn't be able to attack. He could just get behind her.
I think you might want to.
I just want him to get behind her because I now know that it's got come and get me, and I don't want Otis to get swung at. So we're gonna go both sides on it.
Is coming at me just all attacks in a round, or is it a particular adversary?
It's anyone who attacks her incurs an attack of opportunity from her.
Correct.
She takes a penalty to armor class. Mm-hmm. Uhtred can do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good calling one.
All right. The plant creature.
So how bad would it be if I just like stay in here?
Really bad. You
Yeah.
turn into a block of ice. And the only thing that can get you better is true resurrection, miracle, or wish.
So like not great.
You have to get out now.
Like now, this round or like 2
No.
rounds?
No.
Thank God I'm not in the middle. I'd be fucked.
She looks at Yanni and points her arm to the side, and this lash of vine shoots out of her arm across to here, and she travels through that vine.
That was really cool.
And ends up all the way over there. And yeah. Mirok.
Okay. 10, 15, 20 to get out. And move action. You asked me earlier about life sense. Do I sense any life within 30 feet diameter of me?
You sense the life of the dwarf in front of Uhtred.
Okay, cool. Just being aware of those footsteps.
Very strong, vital.
Super fucking alive.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, with what Bort told me, that sounded like Juro. I'm gonna cast heal on the caster over there with the intent to damage them if they're undead. Okay. If they're not,
Well,
they haven't taken any damage.
healing Juro healed him.
But if they're undead,
I'm just
yeah, because I think I used heal offensively.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's 6 level. 7? Yeah, 6 level. And then it does have, I think, a will save associated.
Creature touched.
I have to touch it?
That's what heal says.
Oh, that's annoying.
Okay. That said, mass heal is range close.
Okay,
And it's just
it's
one or more creatures.
The higher level spell. I've already used one from that level, but yeah, I think I will try.
But I mean, you could heal your friend and try to hurt.
I can do both at the same time?
This isn't channel positive
Oh,
energy.
then yeah,
This
that's
is-
it. Okay, because I was wanting to just heal everyone this time. But yeah, I'm going to cast mass heal.
Dude.
But then it's...
Yanni's taking damage. Uhtred is taking damage. I mean, yeah. Everybody, yeah.
So
Everybody's
I
taking
can do
damage.
that and also damage this person.
You can choose 16 targets.
Okay, then yeah, I do that.
Okay. All right. I think does that also cure ability damage?
Heal removes, does not remove negative levels.
Ability damage.
Or restore
It does.
drained ability score points. Does not.
No, it heals ability damage, not ability drain. Those are two different things.
Oh, okay.
So
Drain.
you get so everybody gets their dexterity back.
Okay.
Everybody is healed to full.
That's and then on the offensive side, they should get a will save, which would negate.
And the what you call it, the cloaked figure, calls over to you and says, "I appreciate the gesture, but I'm just fine."
Okay.
Make a perception check.
Okay. I always like villains in that position. Natural 20.
You notice.
You are getting this, like, it's got that hollow, sort of raspy affect that Juro's voice had,
Mhm.
but this voice is very familiar, almost familial.
Familial. With a 20 perception check, can I like roll? Because now I'm like, I think I know this person. Can that initiate like another perception check? Like a knowledge check or anything? Just as it was the natural 20.
Give up an action die.
I would also be able to do that, yeah.
If you want to give up an action die.
Is it Bletta's father?
Mark!
Is it Mark LaFlette?
Mark fucking LaFleur.
What if Mark LaFlette's the whole villain of this?
If Mark is, Dan is more sadistic than thought.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, your turn.
Trying to figure out how to.
Dude.
You are this sound this is a voice. It's changed somehow, and you're definitely getting the impression that this individual is undead in the same way that Juro is undead. But this is a voice that you've heard feels like every day of your entire life, like your mother or your father or someone who you've always heard their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like and you're agonizing over the fact that you cannot place this person's voice.
Oh, I hate that.
But it is just like right there. It's like, you know this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? I've heard this guy's voice. I know this guy's voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a spell. It's got to be a spell. I'm not going to metagame, but it's got to be some sort of spell.
Yanni?
Okay.
Okay.
The plant creature ran from me. I'm kind of glad of that. I think I'm just going to go straight at the dwarven familiar person that is having such a hard time.
You're going to go for this guy over here?
Yeah, it's in my move range, so I think I can go make a couple attacks.
Okay.
I found both my quivering palms. So I will try to stun him.
Okay.
It's all very scary.
Yeah. That's the point.
Makes sense.
Sorry?
First attack is a 30 to hit.
Does not hit.
Second.
You punch this guy, and your fist goes into the cloak, and the cloak, though it's made out of cloth, feels resistant, almost like a thin piece of metal. And then you connect with the chest on the inside, and it's like punching a metal barrel.
Interesting.
Like it's not that you miss him, it's just that the effort you put in does not carry through into damage. Second attack?
Second attack on another stunning fist is a lot better roll. It's a 38 to hit.
Okay, that will hit. And the DC on the stunning fist is
22.
okay. He is not stunned.
Yep. Okay. And that is for 28 points of damage.
Okay. 28. All right. So for Yanni, as you're standing there, kind of looming over this dwarven figure, you see those little indents in the snow moving towards you, and then a knife strikes out at your midsection.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that many.
Okay, now this is probably gonna miss. Well, maybe. 37?
37 is the magic number, Dan.
Okay. So that does hit. And do you want to use your hat?
I would love to use my hat if he is using sneak attack.
All right. So yeah, you feel this knife go into your stomach and mess around with your fucking liver, and she pulls it back, and then the hat kind of just gives that slight nudge to the fortune of your day, and now you just feel a slight wound in your side. You take 18 points of damage, but none of the sneak attack. And you see this like elven-sized feminine form. Her hood's pulled up over her face, and she's got a mempo. Do you know what a mempo is?
I do.
It's like a lower face mask for a samurai armor, with a big tusked lower jaw, and you can hear her mouth and her lips smacking around this rawhide roll of like little rawhide, like a dog chew sticking out, and she pulls back the stiletto knife. She's got a mithril buckler on the other arm and looks at the wound and goes, "Oh, you're no fun."
Why does she have a blue bone?
She just likes to chew on rawhide, man.
Fuck. The dwarf.
These are the processes.
Well, that one's just like Bort.
Yeah. Pretty similar.
Takes a step away. And actually,
high level spells are a pain in the ass.
Yes.
I used an action die earlier and just gave Mira a headache.
30-foot radius. Okay.
Can I taste this? It's been a long time.
I have a sore throat, but I tested for COVID this morning. It was negative. So I decided to continue on with my day.
That's fine.
Just letting you know.
For sure.
Yanni and
Not great.
no, that's a dumb idea.
It's just candy, just fucking hobo candy beer. That's all it
I don't
makes.
get why people like Abby likes it.
Who does?
Abby, she sent me like a video of her drinking it today during her shift. She's like, I can do this in Colorado. And she's like, oh, it's the best. And I sent her like an emoji of just a square. And she's like, what is this about? And I was like, oh my god, that's Wyoming. I thought that was pretty good for Colorado.
No, too many options.
Yeah, this one's full except for Jan.
He begins to cast a spell, and Yanni and Bort both feel like this force move against them. And while they, not their turn yet, they can't move yet, but they feel like there's no moving forward. There's no getting closer to this guy. There's like a leather bladder filled with water. No, it's repulsion.
Okay.
Some kind of aquarium ball here.
Some sort of wall of force.
Strong Jello. So we've got a little 3-on-2 situation over there, 2-on-1 situation over here. We got a guy in the corner who just wants to watch.
He says,
screaming about it.
and he yells out, Ravenskill, drop Uhtred now. And
Oh, okay. So he's calling the shots. I thought that guy was calling the shots.
And the mage is the caster's always the most dangerous. Largo says in his head. And then somehow you understand that he's winking.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, totally. Like you just like attach like an asterisk to the end of what you said.
As I cast.
Uhtred, make
Greater harm. No, greater harm, kill, power, word, death time.
Ward.
Level 10.
A lot of people haven't heard of it. It's you have to download a specific zip file off the check website.
Okay.
he points at Uhtred, and a thin green line of energy shoots towards your friendly neighborhood.
Uhtred is dropped.
If the line of energy is passing me, is there anything I can do? Can we do like a bullet leap situation?
Yeah.
Well, like, don't want the world to see.
Fuck.
That might kill him. That's what that means. That's what that sound means.
Yeah.
He's at full health right now.
Dan's been like, God, everything I send to them, they just fucking destroy.
Uhtred, make a fortitude save.
Kill us.
Because I don't think they understand.
Now, it's going to be a natural 20. I'm going my blue die.
Tell Bladder I.
Okay, it was not, but it is a 36 fortitude save.
There you go. That's the noise you wanted.
A 36.
I have. Oh no! Wait, that's scribble. Wait, no, is that right? I have 23 for a fortitude while I'm raging, and I rolled a 13.
Okay. Yep, that works. I'm just kind of blown away by how ridiculous your shit is.
Yeah, suck it, dude.
Okay.
You should pick those pants up. We gotta go.
All right. So.
Ugh.
Oh well, at least I rolled well on that. You take 20 points of damage as the skin on the side of your face just disintegrates and turns to dust.
Damn, it sounds like it's like a wide margin of what it can do.
Disintegrate? Yeah.
Yeah, because your reaction was, oh fuck, and then you're like, oh, now it's 20 points.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Rolled a natural 19. It's a ray attack, so it can crit. I had to double check to make sure I did not give this character improved crit ray. But yeah, if he did roll a natural 20 on that attack and Uhtred failed his fortitude save, it would have been 80d6 points of damage.
Holy fuck.
Jesus.
Holy fuck.
All right, so it's just 20, but your damage reduction does not come into effect on this.
Yeah, I think they're really like late 90s rock, where it was like all Christian rock, but no one ever decided it was going to be Christian rock. It just kind of became that way.
Yeah.
Incubus, Creed.
Creed was Christian right from the beginning.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
All right. He does that. He gets frustrated and immediately begins casting another spell. This one, Quicken. And I need Uhtred to give me a reflex save.
Unless he casts quick spell.
And quicken is quicken? He's quick and he's quicker. The quickening.
Natural one.
Okay.
How do you cast this out?
Guys, they clearly want me out of the game.
Is it raining? It started raining. Where's your shirt?
You take 71 points of lightning damage as a bolt of lightning comes out of this dragon's mouth and hits you full force. Yeah, Uhtred, give me a perception check.
One sec, just making sure that my math is right. Perception check. All right, not bad. 30.
30? Okay. So yeah, you feel this tingling and this pain on the side of your face as the skin disintegrates, and you look over at this flying half dragon creature as he pulls a blue scale out of one of his pouches and then fires this lightning bolt out of his mouth into you. Bort.
Well, okay. Bort says, "Motherfucking fuck it," and takes a front step and tries to initiate a full round attack.
Okay.
Okay. So first attack would be a 35.
That will hit.
All right. So that's one rapier. Dagger attack. Not going to hit. 28.
Nope.
Okay. Second rapier attack. Not going to hit. Second dagger attack. Not going to hit. All right. One rapier attack. This is not great, but that's okay. So one things.
He does get sneak attack on that.
He does get sneak attack. That is good. How many sneak attack die is that? 8d6. Okay. So the initial attack is 19. And then the sneak attack, and I'm assuming you're just going to be like, but it don't do nothing. But we'll see. The sneak attack, rolling not great, but not terrible. Probably about average. 27.
27. Okay. Yeah, he sinks his blade in on the first strike and pulls out, and it pulls out dry.
Yeah.
And there's no blood. The second, third and fourth attack all just kind of like bounce off of this dwarf's skin as though it's made of iron. And none of them sink in and do the damage Bort is hoping for.
Yeah.
Uhtred, you can see the dwarf in front of you just like smiling through this with like missing teeth and a broken, cut lip underneath the mask.
No, that's the other one.
And she kind of she like looks over her shoulder at Otis and says, "Sorry, Odie, I gotta put your dad in the ground."
Oh, shit.
And so, let's see. Yeah. Not the best rolls. First one's going to hit a 60. That one's a good roll. Second one's going to hit a 36. Third one is going to hit a 36. And the last one's going to hit 24. Any of those miss?
No.
No. Okay. Cool. So 6.
Started off as a fun day of riding horses. And
That's every time you ride horses, this is what happens.
Yeah.
192 points of damage.
God damn, I'm done.
Wait. No. 162 points of damage.
Still.
So you're down
On 4 attacks, so you get your damage reduction on all 4 of those attacks.
Which is 3.
Yeah, but I think that's still 160 what?
162. So your damage reduction is 4 now, is that right?
That's what happened.
5.
Fuck it.
Is what I said. I mean, 5.
Okay. So you take 142 points of damage total.
But that's like average. Straight fighter.
5.
Very cool class.
And she's just like tearing into you with this greatsword. And as you know, you take this blow after blow after blow, she leans in and says, "If you can't handle me, you have no chance about what's on the other side."
Okay.
Largo.
Largo moves a little bit right there. And he says, he thinks to himself, he says to the group,
Why are you occupying a 10-foot square?
We're just right in the middle of it.
Just,
You do the same thing, Aaron.
I do the same thing?
It's just kind of weird. It's the flying base.
All right.
You'll constantly put yourself on a vertus instead of square.
I just play a lot of Chinese chess growing up. What can I say?
I cast a spell. That spell is.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah.
That would be the way you go.
Yeah, well. That spell is of 8th level.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one 8th level spell, and that would be Grave Shadow Evocation. And I am going to cast it in the form of Cosmic Ray. And the DC is 28 to disbelieve. And then the Fortitude save will also be 28 when I fling a ray of deadly cosmic energy at the undead, maybe dwarven mage. I'm going to add 2 action die to my roll. Not great, but that's all right. So.
Who needs to make a fortitude save?
Yes, a will save to believe the spell, and then a fortitude save.
Okay.
Both are 28. And then
The will save he makes.
okay,
The fortitude save. He fails.
okay, all right. So it's only going to be slightly less real,
I think
but
it's 70% for you.
70% right now. Yeah. And then let me do some math. I'm tired. It's all happening so quickly. But we are looking at.
It's all happening so quick.
It's all happening so quickly. 23 on the touch AC. Do I hit a touch AC of 23?
Okay.
Okay. Do you have Cosmic Ray pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to
16d6.
16d6. So that's 51, 70% of 51. And then sickened for 16 rounds.
35.
Yep, but might be undead, so might be immune to sickened.
He is indeed immune to the sickened condition.
Okay. Well, any creature that comes within 5 feet must succeed a fortitude save or become sickened as well.
Which at this moment includes Bork.
Well, you try some things because you have a new spell and you're looking through your new spell list.
Uhtred.
Or is sick all the time.
Yeah, so
Immune to sickness. God damn it! I should have thought about that.
That's good. We're figuring it out.
so I'm going to fire rage now. And as I do so,
Are you talking about fire giant or
fire giant.
Okay.
As I do so, I look at the creature before me and let it know that I, Uhtred Helmson, the great cleave, the rave scale, blah, 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 has no master, and now I shall kill yours. And I take off after the dragon guy.
No.
That's
That's not what she meant.
no.
She meant like
No, it is. No, this guy, I feel like if we keep attacking this thing, it's not going to do as much damage.
All right, you do. You want to do it?
I could die, though, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you've already activated your flying boots.
Yeah.
So you fly up towards the black half dragon.
This is actually kind of good in a way.
And you can see his eyes go wide as you start moving towards him, and he like kind of recoils as you approach.
Can I attack?
Yeah. Oh no, you can't because you used your standard action to turn into a giant. So you don't have an attack this round. I'm sorry.
Can I take a defensive action?
Yeah.
Then I do that.
Okay. So just your armor class goes up by 4 until your next turn.
Cool. That could help.
All right. Otis.
Yeah, Otis is going. I need Otis to come give me all the healing he could possibly do to me.
Okay. Okay. He looks at the dwarf and hesitates, and then pulls around. And as he's walking towards you, you see the stone helmet that he's wearing start to like expand and grow around his body. And it basically entirely encompasses him except for his face, which is now peeking out the forehead of a very large stone version of Otis.
That's very cool.
Wow.
As a Stone Lord Paladin, instead of a steed, he can summon a Earth Elemental, and he basically uses the Earth Elemental as a mecha.
That's fucking awesome.
That's cool.
And you can go ahead and roll his lay on hands as he licks your heel.
And that's how many D6?
That is. That is 66.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
All Nice. 22 points of healing. Thank you.
At this point, a loud, ear-piercing tearing noise comes across the battlefield. And everyone kind of turns and looks in the direction, and you see just like this swirl as though someone grabbed hold of a point in space and just twisted it, tearing the fabric of reality away from itself and leaving a hole. And from that hole emerges a massive construct-like creature with 6 arms and a lower body made of like this Ori gyroscope type thing.
No.
And as it
top of all this.
as it comes out of the rift,
We don't know what side it's on. It's just wait and see.
it calls out, Scale Reaver, Dawnhammer, you have transgressed.
Why did we?
Fuck is this thing?
What did we do?
No, we're fine, dude. Fuck these things.
And the
They're
chair
scared.
behind it begins to like pull at itself, and almost the reality that has been warped desperately does not want to remain, and the hole slams shut with a thunderous blast. Everyone give me a fortitude save.
God, what the fuck?
Oh, no, I gotta say.
Power it up. Set up a tower, Tony. Ooh, yeah.
That's not good.
That's not too
Ooh,
Yeah, nice.
Maybe I'll get it. Ooh, yeah.
You know, it had to happen to somebody.
Fucking poor.
It wasn't going to be me. It's all me. It's like,
And he's right about to be sick and on his turn.
All right. So I'll just tell you the DC for this is 22. If you succeed, you take half damage of 10. If you fail, you take the full 10 damage. It's just sonic.
okay. So half of 10, so 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And Mirok, give me a knowledge, please.
Knowledge of the planes. $28.
28.
Hmm?
Okay. Mirok, this is obviously an inevitable. And you're pretty sure it's a Lakshara, which is like, the Baylor, the Pit Fiend version, like the top highest level of inevitable.
Okay.
And they are primarily focused on maintaining the integrity of planar separation and isolation.
Uche hasn't been doing shit with planes.
We brought his wife back from the dead.
That wasn't necessarily us. Or necessarily dead.
And also purgatory.
Yeah, but that's all of us. It singled us 2 out.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. The little plant girl turns to Largo and says, "You need to go back," and fires a blast of.
I'm not sure this is an us winning fight. I think this is a thematic something crazy happens fight.
Yeah, what's
Just gonna put it out
the
there.
So like the tone of that, was that her being like, "Fuck you, get out of here," or that was like, "Oh no, you legitimately need to leave."
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That did
Second,
terrible.
Not a great sense motive. 13.
13. There was urgency. It sounded almost more pleading than
Okay.
than like demeaning or
It sounded more like you really need to do this as opposed to fuck you, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
That being said, she does hit you with this blast of plant matter. And I'm just gonna have too many dice. Hey, buddy. Why do you fucking do that? I don't want to go to Google Maps. I just want to go to Google. Hit with a curveball, boys.
Look at this screwball.
Okay. How much damage have you taken so far?
I have taken 5 damage.
Okay. Take another 135.
Fuck. I'm down to 3. Did you take into account my size modifier? Because I am tiny.
She hit a 40.
My AC is a 41. Not kidding. Just kidding. I go, oh! And then I say, I think I need to go.
Mira.
It's my turn.
Yep.
This thing has appeared and it said, how's this person reacting?
Give me a sense motive check.
Okay. 16.
You get the impression that she's forcing herself not to look over her shoulder.
Huh. Okay. I'm going. Oh man, it's so fucking weird. In Dwarven to Uhtred, I'm gonna say something else is going on here. We need to fall back and reassess. And then I'm gonna take a full move action away. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Okay. All right. Yanni, Bort, and Largo. Give me perception checks.
Ooh, Bort got a 42.
Okay. What did Yanni get?
35.
And what did Largo get?
A 3.
3. Okay. Yanni, for a split second, that undead dwarf guy, his black cloak that he was wearing for the split second turned into armor and then turned back into a cloak. And Bort sees like he's right there and he's starting to get like this cosmic queasiness affect him. And he's not sure if it's the sickness that's doing it, but he also sees just for a second the Holocaust cloak winks out, and this dwarf is wearing full plate mail, and at the same time the gray skin turns pink and fleshy, and then it turns back to a black Holocaust cloak, and the skin turns back ashen. Yanni.
Yeah, sounds like we're doing a full withdrawal. So I'm just gonna.
Sorry? Your audio hasn't been the greatest tonight.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, so I sounded like we're doing a full withdrawal. So I'm going to combat area.
You're just gonna leave the combat area.
Yeah, full throw.
Okay, are you gonna, you got a rogue standing right next to you. Are you gonna like tumble out of the way or?
Just let it try to hit me. I'm just trying to get the hell out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you just haul ass away. The rogue just lets you.
Mm-hmm. Don't know what's going on here.
And the rogue comes around to Bort and says, hey, shit for brains, go home. And then she jumps and like does a somersault over Bort's head.
He is good shit for brains.
Yeah, his brain doesn't do good brain.
And as she lands on the other side for a briefest moment, he loses track of her and he stabs her, or she stabs him in the kidney. That turns critical. Poor just died.
This is like the roses in a couple of levels, like doing the will of some god.
Something else is going on.
Yeah.
And that's it. Does this, the confirmation is a 39, so that one.
Yes.
So he takes 1 plus, so 15, and then the sneak attack. So total of 52 points of damage.
52 points of damage. Okay, not so bad.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
That was she doesn't do D6, she does D8s.
She could roll lower.
61 points of damage.
Well,
And she kind of punctuates the stab with like this gross sucking noise on that rawhide chew in her mouth.
just like Bort. Y'all are grossed out. It's just like the person we hang out with.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're
Just like-
terrifying. And also just gross.
It's just a kebab.
And the cloaked individual.
It's lesson learned.
He casts a spell. And Largo, give me a spellcraft. And then give me a reflex save for Bort.
Okay. The spellcraft is going to be super badass. There's a 42.
Okay.
And the reflex save for Bort is, oh, buddy, I'm so sorry, 21.
20. The spell that the dwarf casts is Pillars of Motion. And
Do you hear that?
shoots out of the ground behind Bort, and he goes flying overhead in the direction of. Give me an acrobatics check for Bort.
16.
16.
I rolled a fucking 1.
So, yeah.
I don't think I've
On
rolled
the
double
way.
digits for Bort yet.
And he's gonna take. Wow. Okay. A 6 and 3 ones. 9 points of falling damage. as this pillar of earth shoots out of the snow and just catapults Bort overhead. And the half dragon looks at Uhtred and then looks at the inevitable, and
The dwarf just casts Pillars of Motion.
What the fuck?
fuck. Yeah, the half dragon looks at Uhtred, looks at the Lakshra, and says, looks back at Uhtred and says, "Fuck, you need to go." And what's he gonna do?
What the fuck?
Hey, can you guys hear me any better?
Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. He flies away from you, Uhtred. Are you going to take an attack of opportunity on him, or are you going to let him go?
I am going to actually let him go.
It's tough, right?
Okay.
I don't want to. But the one thinks I should.
Yep.
A lot of after my eternal bleeding.
Okay, give me a will save.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Save. Big should have took that one, but all right, not bad. 26.
Okay. He flies over here, starts to cast a spell, and then changes places with you.
Huh.
And as he arrives in your old position, he shouts across the field towards the cloaked dwarf, "You owe me so much for this."
It's just us.
No. Is it just us?
Bort,
Board
for the
is
second
going-
time gets up out of the snow,
Yeah, it's going to
spitting it out of his
stand
mouth.
Go over to Yanni and just kind of turn around and be like, "So what are we doing here, buddy?"
I think we wait.
So the dwarf with the great sword pulls back her mask and her helm, revealing just like this gnarled, scarred, like just broken face with like patches of red hair.
Oh my god.
And she looks over at Otis and says, "Odie, get Uhtred home."
It's fucking Sith. It's future Sith.
And turns towards the Lakshra and says, "They didn't know our names, dumbass."
Oh, it's not us. She's a Scale Reaper.
Yeah.
Largo.
That's a Dawn Hammer.
Okay, upon hearing that, well, Largo does what he was going to do anyway. He casts Dimension Door, ends up right next to Mirok, and says, "Hear me out. I think we should watch."
I say, have the gate ready.
Okay.
Because
I mean, I don't have the gate though, right?
I mean, yeah, he's just like, just be ready to like.
Yeah. We can
wink-
say that all
wink us out.
telepathically. It's just like, let's fucking group up and see what this is because it's fucking Sith.
Uhtred?
Yeah, Otis is a dog. He can smell her. That would be like.
Yeah, this is the fucking future, man.
Uhtred, he recalls that Otis, be by my side. And we're chill. Yeah, if I hear
Actually, he
that,
goes over to Largo, who's beat to fuck, and lays on hands.
Oh yeah, you heard beat fuck.
Thank you.
Give Largo a lay on
Yeah,
hands.
Largo
for
comes
me.
over and it's just like his
Right?
jaw is dislocated. It's like,
Actually, all the damage that she did is non lethal.
okay,
You should also get 10 from me.
so I'm fucking full.
Ford also should have healed on this turn.
Well, you can't heal me up to full, so I'm back to 138.
maybe
much?
17,
How much?
17 from Otis.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The Lakshra leans down and kind of flies down towards the dwarf, and raises like 6 arms, each with a weapon in them, and kind of bears down. And this one turns and yells out to you guys, "It's too soon."
The little plank on it.
Yeah. And the Lakshra leans down and is about to attack and looks out at the rest of you. The darkness has been dismissed. And like has this moment of confusion. And just like almost is frozen. At this point, Mirok, I'm going to give this to you because you notice that there is one of the bands in the orrery gyroscope underneath this Lakshra that is not moving. Like they're supposed to move and represent the movements of the planes and the clockwork that is the universe. And one of these is just erratic and it's bouncing, it's changing direction, and it's spinning in, like everything else is moving perfectly in time. They're moving at different speeds, but they're consistently moving in certain directions. And there's one that's just flipping around in all different directions and doesn't seem to be following any sort of standard mode. And the little plant girl yells back out at the rest of you, "Are you going back?"
Yes.
Largo would prefer not to, but he's willing to be convinced.
Mirok's gonna say it exactly the way I said. It's kind of like a uncertain, but yeah, I guess so. He's still trying to process what the fuck is happening.
Okay. At that point, she pulls this bark mask down and say the two of you with your shitty, well, Mirok can't even see. Largo, give me a perception check.
Let's see.
Yeah, fucking 9.
Oh yeah, there's no way I can see it.
What?
9.
9. Okay, Yanni, actually Bort. Yanni probably wouldn't.
55, 60. I can't see.
Oh, you can see her?
Yeah.
All right, give me a perception check.
Board, yeah, 36.
Is that fucking Rosie?
That is a 19 on the die.
Okay. Bort and Mirok. It's Rosie's face.
Ah! She's gone full plant.
Mirok, it's your turn.
Did you say that? Did you tell him?
I say exactly what Aaron just said. I go, ah, fuck! And then I say, that's fucking Rosie. But like, yeah, it's Rosie. And then I move 5, 10, 15, 20, right here. And I'd say, like, let's all get together. Because we're going back, so we should at least start a clump, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll when it's my turn, I'll congregate with you.
All right.
I want to meet these people.
Okay. So Yanni,
There they go.
Yeah, I just tell Bort to meet at Mirok, and I go to Mirok.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I have an idea.
So we're gonna see them fucking beat.
Bort, I assume he's going.
Yeah.
to join them.
It's too soon.
Did she say that to us or the inevitable?
She said that to you.
Yeah.
Well,
Largo.
disagrees.
I think it's too. They're not ready for it.
Largo's gonna stand right next to Mirok and he's gonna whisper. He's like,
Get in the diaper. Okay, but at least open the gate behind us.
"Do I have the gate?"
You don't. Yanni does, but you have used magic device, and I don't trust anyone else to use it.
Okay. Uhtred.
Yeah, I am holding with my group right now. See, I'm curious what's going on. Do I do a? Yeah.
The cloaked dwarf.
I do ask anyone to show me.
The cloaked dwarf looks at the Lakshrit, and the Lakshrit just seems like completely frozen, like system error, locked down, and looks back at the group of you and says to Mirok, "You're not ready."
The Lakshra says that too.
No, the dwarf says that to you.
The one who cast fucking Pillars of Moses.
Yeah.
Bleda and Hugh's son
Yeah, so I'm wondering.
or daughter.
We're just a really cool friend.
Really cool friend.
Yeah.
Who you taught Pillars of Moses to for some reason.
Yeah, totally. I nod, and then I look at Largo and I'm like, "We need to open the gate, or you need to teleport us right now."
I'm gonna roll a
Your
percentile.
curiosity is.
I have a 10% chance of opening the gate and not walking through it. A low 10. 74. All right, I go, "Yanni, do you have the fucking thing?"
Here we go, sir. I need that back.
Use magic device. Fucking what a waste. 52 on use magic device.
Okay, so you open the gate, and I assume some of you reluctantly, others willingly just walk through the gate. Is anyone not reluctantly walking through the gate?
This guy.
So that
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yanni walks through the gate. Everyone else is kind of like looking over their shoulder, stepping in backwards. And as Yanni passes through and the rest of you move towards the gate, you see the half black dragon individual lose the wings. Like the same thing as what happened with the dwarf earlier. Wings fade and he flickers in and out as just like a very old half elf.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. When he grabbed the scales, like.
The dwarf with the great sword is flickering between this scarred, ruined, middle-aged dwarven woman to a like long red hair, big mutton chops that come down into braids, wearing instead of armor, just like a house clothing for a dwarf, and it looks like Thesnelda with Uhtred's hair.
Okay.
The other dwarf is flickering between this undead black cloaked dwarf and a white bearded, white eyed dwarf in full adamantine
So it's just
plate.
Still in the fucking game.
man.
Woo!
And
Rosie's me.
the rogue looks the same. Doesn't look any different. No flickering. Same person. And then the plant girl is flickering between the full plant girl and Rosie with just one wooden arm, but like 90 years old.
Yeah. Where am I? Okay.
And then then you guys like pass through the gate and at Hall. Where you're gating to Cass, right?
No, I'm gating to the last camping spot.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
And then if we want to teleport to Cass, we just need a fucking second. We're gonna gate to the last camping spot. I'm gonna fucking cast the tower, and we're gonna discuss. Now, if we need to teleport from there, that's fine. But I wanted to stay close.
Okay.
did any of them like at this point have like just tracking the battle? Some of them have taken damage at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So before Mirak leaves, he casts Mass Heal on them, and then he goes through the gate if that's possible.
Okay.
Because he's picked up like, okay, they're not bad.
No, that's some temporal vortex shit
Yeah.
from the comet.
Yeah, and with the one thing being fucked up on that inevitable.
We stumbled upon something we weren't meant to stumble upon.
Future Mirak and Uhtred's daughter, I guess, dude.
Yes, daughter.
Not good with time.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Sippy.
Just like level fucking 25 or something.
So you guys step through the gate. You arrive at another point in space in the tundra.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cast my tower. And then let's discuss. Let's go in there and discuss. And Largo expresses like, just in case we wanted to like fucking change our decision, I figured we wouldn't get too far away. I can always transport us to where we need to go. But what are our thoughts here? We all saw some things.
Yeah, Mirak comes in there going, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? And he's very much like,
Yeah, he's got to be like, what did I miss?
Oh no, I saw enough. We were getting the shit kicked out of us.
By some future selves. Dakuta, Mirak, Uhtred's daughter, our friend Rosie, who I don't think you've met, and then like half elf, maybe halfling rogue, who they know.
was the rogue a half elf? I don't think we ever.
Was
She
it?
was about elven sized.
Yeah, we didn't know the rogue, right?
No.
Just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, do
Wait,
we want-
my thought is that rogue could have been a Yanni descent from his marriage to the Nokiri because they're elves, right?
No carry or humans.
That's a good thought.
yeah, that was a good initial thought because I was thinking like, are they elves?
Mirak wants to roll like a knowledge planes. He said that thing had a stuck band in its gyroscope, and he may be thinking like, to those. Can you determine which bands correspond to which planes? Which plane is out of order here?
So he just wants. What does he want to do?
So like, is there a way like he saw one band struggling? Can he be like, oh, that band corresponds to the plane of XYZ? Or is it just they're all kind of?
I mean, the thing is, like, you made the knowledge planes check, and you got the information you got, and that kind of like with reference material
You can make another check, but like drawing from your own mind, you've already done that. You can't further know something that you didn't know the first time.
We should go to Alorn.
I was just gonna say, if we're going anywhere, we're not going to cast, we're going to
We should go to Alorn, and we should have these discussions in his room where time is.
Okay, I'm gonna send a sending spell to Alorn, and I'm going to be like, we don't have time to wait for a response. Be there soon.
Okay.
And then I'm like, everyone ready? And I'm gonna cast teleport.
He is also
Outside
someone
of
who's very-
it.
Outside of the thing. 50.
Okay.
You arrive in front of Alorn's cottage, and you knock on the door. There's no answer, and then you hear the like sort of another, that like displacement of air that comes from a teleport, and then someone comes and answers the door, and it is Alorn, and he immediately like looks past you and out and is like, what caused such urgency? Is there trouble?
I first just profusely apologize and then say, you are in no danger. Is it possible for us to have the discussion inside your workshop so as to not waste time? And then I say, as I try to remember what Mirak was saying, I said, we encountered a Lakshiraut.
Yeah, I would correct that.
Yeah.
All right. He looks at you and looks at Mirak. And he gestures you in, and instead of going to the kitchen basin, he goes to what looks like a kind of skinny door in the back corner. It's like almost behind a chunk of the tree that the cottage is built into. You can't see it without getting back there. It's just like this little nook. There's a door there, and he pulls a key out of his pocket, sticks it in the lock, turns it, and then says, guests are always welcome. And he opens the door, and the door opens much wider than the narrow door that it is. And he kind of like backs out of the way and gestures everyone in.
Apologizing and thanking profusely as I proceed through the door.
You all proceed in, and this, probably for Largo, you immediately get the sense of like a magnificent mansion.
Yeah.
But as a sort of constant part of the demiplane. And as you go in, you can see Greb's Edrin is standing there, kind of just inside and next to the door, like a statue. And Ludia is in the center of the room, playing with dolls. And he gestures you all in and says, okay. And once everyone's in, he closes the door, and there's an hourglass next to the door, and he turns it and sets it on the opposite side, and then turns it again, and then turns it again.
Okay. I get it. Yeah, I mean, if we feel comfortable, I think without role playing through the whole thing, we should just relay everything.
Yeah.
He knew where we were going, and all of a sudden we encountered a fucking temporal vortex and some future selves.
Yeah. We're talking about fight. What were you gonna say, Glenn?
That's some future something.
Yeah, I told him that like Mirak is like, for a fact, he's like, that was me. That looked like Siffy. If Otis wants to chime in on that, he's welcome to. I was like, the dragon looked like the Kuda. And Rosie, I don't know who the fuck the elf was.
Um,
Another rogue.
We're being fucking chased by the most powerful inevitable.
Yeah, I told him about the inevitable with the glitchy band. Looks like 200 years in the future.
Otis says, I was confused. It smelled like Stiffy.
Mm-hmm. Never attacked her.
This would bring, believe it or not, so much joy to Uhtred to see how powerful she is.
That like your daughter was like kind of kicking the shit out of you.
Not kind of. You were definitely kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so we relay all this shit to Aelorn, and we're kind of like, the fight turned the second the Lakshra showed up, and they told us to get the fuck out of there, and we did. Like,
why would they? Uhtred says this to the group, though, but why were they attacking us even?
I don't. Looking back, I don't know if they were going to kill us. I think they were trying to keep us from something we couldn't handle.
Yeah.
Well, and Uhtred again talking. We have wordsmen here who speak better than I. They listen.
So Uhtred's like, they should have let us through. Is that what you're saying?
Or at least talk to us. I mean, like, hey, you're on something you don't even know. I'm Spiffy. I am Mirok.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either, but neither does the fact that any of those people were there.
Yeah.
True. I mean, that's a great point.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So,
Doesn't make sense.
all of you, and I'm gonna, make a sort of a story kind of decision at this point. All of you except for Mirok are finding it harder and harder to recall anything about these people, except like there was like a barbarian, a dwarf barbarian. There was this like little plant creature that you remember the facts, but you don't remember the people.
Okay. And do we realize that our memories are fading as we're kind of talking? Okay.
You just remember the combat, but you don't remember anything about, you begin to, Mirok keeps on talking about, that was me and that was Siffy, and you're getting this impression that you're talking to a wall, that just like it is not sinking into their heads. And they're like, what, the barbarian or the plant thing? And Grev Zedrin, who's been listening to this, steps forward and says, Lakshra are the highest order of inevitables. They protect the boundaries of reality. The highest order of Lakshra protect the integrity of the timeline. If this Lakshra came in and informed all of you that some of the people you fought were yourselves, it broke the integrity of the timeline.
The Lakshra.
Oh, so in naming, Largo's not thinking this.
It is the larger the rock, the larger the ripples. perhaps those travelers you fought were trying to create the effect with the smallest stone.
Yeah. They did something. They transgressed, which then brought a Lockshire here, which then made that ripple bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like they knew where we were going to be and what we were about to do, and then it does not go well, is what I imagine.
No, I either that or in 100 years or whatever it is, they've realized something's really, really bad is going to happen with like some sort of intermingling of planes, and they wanted to totally fuck with like the structure of reality and time, and so they tricked the Lakshra into encountering us, and then knowing that the Lakshra would call them out by name, and then they tricked the Lakshra into breaking those rules itself.
Then what would we gain from that? Because to me, like I imagine like
I think they're gaining. I'm not sure that we're gaining.
I don't know. I think we're gaining. I think it's like a Terminator situation. Like whatever the end game of this meteor situation is, it doesn't go well. Not everyone in our party was in that group.
Yeah.
And
The only person that was in that party that is of your group was dead.
The only person that wasn't at that party. What do you mean?
Mirok was dead. He was undead.
Oh.
But then I like flashed into like you said there's like pink flesh and plate mail in me.
Right. When you started to leave.
Okay. Oh.
And I mean, even Rosie said that it was too soon, right? So they were there to stop us from doing something that was going to end with all of us dead. This was just a way to keep us alive, to, I guess, get strong enough to go back and fight whatever it is.
We're alive.
We're not ready to go do that yet.
Well, when you were leaving, they were flickering back and forth.
Yeah.
Right, which I assumed was an illusion, but you're saying like that is literally time changing shit.
And Dakuta doesn't want to be a fucking black dragon. Black dragons are evil.
Yeah, Takuta's evil. He's on the path to evil. We just need to accept it.
Well, cue my workout music. Everyone's watching. I'm ready.
So yeah, training montage time is where we're at.
Yeah, I think they came back to stop us because we probably lost the first time around.
Yeah.
And by tossing that little stone, they made a bigger ripple where now we can be aware that, we've lost.
Yeah.
And like try to figure something out.
Okay. Yeah, what did we lose against? I wonder. The fucking Eye of Sauron is in the south, and we're gonna have to get to level 20 in order to beat fucking Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, it's too soon. So yeah, we can't even like go down there and check it out. So yeah, what do we do?
I was about to blow some poison gas on them bitches. But then I was
Yeah, that checks out. I gotta go build a new neighborhood in Tarnholm.
No, we train them.
Future that would have been were we to reach the South Pole.
And, I'll inform the players this. Mirok, before traveling back in time, cast Lost Legacy on everybody in that group, which means no one can retain fond memories of anyone who has that spell cast on them.
Okay.
So Uhtred being like, that's my daughter. He can't. And he can't save against it. The spell is cast on the individual.
Oh, okay. To protect, because he was trying to protect against situations in which we realized what the fuck was going on.
And I'm just kind of like editorializing this as most of you are looking at, these are our friends. Mirok is looking at this like, oh shit, I failed and I died.
Yeah.
He's the only one who's coming away from this with negative emotions as far as the identities of these people.
Yeah.
The rest of you are like, they're our friends, stuff. And he's taking this personally because that's the kind of high anxiety, oh shit. And he saw his dead self.
Yeah.
So he sees all of this negatively, which means he gets to retain memories of all the details of this.
The rest of you are just like, we got our asses fucking handed to us by this team of people in the, in the tundra, and Murok's talking crazy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mirok's kind of like Doctor Strange. He's like, there's a million options, but I can't tell you what'll happen. It'll change.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I have no reason not to trust Murok, and especially after the inevitable just spoke. It's like some crazy shit happened here. It sounds like Murok is onto something. I don't fully get it, but I'm gonna trust you and be like, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Now, future Murok was doing everything he could to minimize the effect on the timeline.
Yeah.
Except that he wanted you guys to turn back.
Yeah.
I need a hyperbolic time chamber. Start training.
he's trying to do the minimum effect on the timeline, but then the inevitable.
He's mostly trying to avoid the inevitable finding him.
Okay, but Greb Zedrin said it sounds like they used the smallest rock to create the biggest ripple, and the biggest ripple is the inevitable coming back. So I'm a little bit confused where it's like Mirok didn't want the inevitable to come.
Mirok didn't want the inevitable to come. He just wanted to make the smallest impact to get the effect.
Us to turn around, which that is the big
But it was
ripple.
still a big enough ripple for the real Akshra to find him.
Yeah.
Hmm. So they're probably all dead.
But if we don't give them a reason to come back in time now, does that mean that they'll be okay? Should we even
Right.
focus on that and just?
Yeah, we have no. Yeah, I agree with Yanni.
And the thing that was weird about the timeline too is that Uhtred was dead, because that wouldn't happen.
Oh dear God! Yep, that's what you'd get hung up on.
Well, Glenn, Uhtred definitely didn't die in battle. Now, did his liver die in battle? Probably.
Okay, I'll take that.
And they caused the inevitable by no reason. They caused the inevitable to fuck up and break its own rule.
Yeah, when the inevitable showed up and called out Stiffy and Mirok's name, he made a bigger mistake or a bigger transgression on the timeline than they did.
So they're probably okay. He was just like, oh, fuck. And then maybe just like exploded into non-existence. And they were just like, all right, well, at least we're all still here. And then they popped out as well. And then
Yeah,
now
the
it's
time has
just
changed now. I mean, this is where time
Should we
is.
pop back in and see if they're still there?
I think we don't fucking go to the South Pole right now, or else we'll get killed. And dead Mirok, all that he did was for nothing.
Right, sounds like a stealth mission to me.
So we need to fuck Ryan off.
Yeah.
I know what to do. I'll hire a private investigator to go to the South Pole.
Yes. That guy had a brother, right?
I forgot about that.
Or private investigator.
Go find his assassin. Oh, shit. I found him. I thought it was Annika for a minute, the one in the road.
I did for a second. I thought it was that, and then I thought it was Thistlefoot.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless him. He's probably living the life.
He's on a boat somewhere.
I
Everybody
wish-
scry on him.
I wish him well, man.
Yeah.
He got out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So do we get to find out? Wow. Out of game. Can we find out who the rogue thing is?
Just their future friend, I would imagine.
Just like a
Well,
straight-
if it's of elven descent, I think one of my sisters married a half elf or something, so it could be a cousin to Yanni, maybe.
Or, it could just be completely unrelated because everyone doesn't have to be a fucking Skywalker. Who knows?
No,
That's cool,
like
too.
the stab one.
Yeah. No, Otis didn't roll high enough to get a good scent on the.
I mean, well, that's a little bit of a clue right there. It's someone that Otis knows.
Ooh, maybe not a good enough job, but a good job.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Well, damn.
So, does Aelor know of anyone that knows of time, studies time, like and a time expert we can talk to? Time wizard.
Keep talking.
Yeah,
Say more stuff.
Yanni says those exact words.
Aelor says, as might have been evidenced about your interaction with the Lakshra, that's not recommended.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we just come back to the South Pole later.
I think we have to find a different angle to figure out what the fuck this thing is at the South Pole and prepare for it, I guess, because it seems like our future selves really didn't want us going down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously, that means there's a fucking threat.
Something astronomically beyond what we can handle. Right
Yeah.
now. Even just to like go, because we weren't trying to fight it.
I guess, yeah. Oh, Aelor, what's your opinion?
This is a difficult situation for me. I study, I observe, I gather as much information as I can, and every attempt that I make at gathering any information about this comet, its aspects, its nature, what was in it, if there's more of these colors that you ran into, I'm stymied by all of, in all of my attempts to learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to teleport and I couldn't even get there. It's terrifying. Both in the power scale of what could be stopping me and in the fact that none of the avenues of research that I've ever used are useful in this circumstance.
Well, I think Uhtred might have hit the nail on the head. I think it's montage time where you'll train and like gather information.
Just montage until level 20. Everyone feel good about
Not
that?
that. But like, yeah, like maybe a recognition, like there might be a little bit of like, not downtime. There might be like a period of time where it's like, okay, we know this thing's on the horizon, and like we're gonna try to figure some stuff out. And like we could try talking to Marcotte.
Yep.
And this is maybe a bad idea. We could try fucking talking to the Black Dragon.
Yeah.
Because she knows a shit ton of stuff.
Totally.
So maybe via Dakuda reaching out.
Yeah, she's a researcher on like and talk to Gideon and the fucking Duchess, because we always tend to go back to them and they have good opinions and good thoughts.
Because I mean, okay, we can't observe it directly. So what do we have? The only thing we have is some kind of a historical record. You fucking also touched that wall. That might be useful. Remember that time you touched the wall of the city and you were sold 3 times?
Yeah, that's true. Because
I don't know
I
if
rolled
that's
like a
related.
natural 20 on like a very, very low level spell that I cast. I could check up
You
on
saw
that.
time.
That was in Penteros. That was in old Penteros.
Which Penteros is kind of a weird city.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, I don't know. I think like we kind of just start doing Charlie in the mailroom with the red yarn, and we just start trying to connect dots. and see
Okay.
what's going on.
Okay.
We could check in with the Nokiri Empire. They might know something.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got skin in the game. Us as players, we know that fucking evil characters have skin in this game.
Yeah, we can see if we can contact the Drow Empress. Maybe that's probably not a good idea.
I mean, it's not any worse an idea than the Black Dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, the Drow Empress specifically said that we were touched by gods or some shit. So I mean, she knows something.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, she had some kind of prophetic.
I've been getting these visions.
Uh-huh.
Of
I like
this-
going to the Drow.
Well, so listen, hear me out. I've been getting these visions of this this evil fighter clad in black with long black hair, and every time I wake up, I scream Malthier, and I can see if maybe I could contact him on a dream plane
Yeah.
and
Sure.
see if he's like tried and failed to get a girlfriend.
To be honest, I don't think Malthor's gonna know shit. But I like this idea.
Yeah.
Malthor was dead long before anything happened.
Okay. So, all right. So, like, where are you going back to Tarnholm, or are you going to go to? What are you doing? You want to talk to? You want to talk to Marcotte. You want to talk to Gideon. You want to talk. See if Dakuda will reach out to the Black Dragon. you want to talk to Nokiri, whoever.
I think we go to the Cordesi estate.
Yeah, I think Penrose is a good place to start.
Okay.
I just feel like we're in my world, in my mind, which is not, whatever, but I feel like we go to all these places, we've asked all these questions, like nobody's really known anything. Maybe, the Blue Dragon or, Gideon or someone or the Black Dragon, but we don't really know a lot about the Drow, and we can at least become stronger down there if they do attack us. I'm sure that we're not gonna get any stronger fucking around with these people.
I hear what you're saying. I still think Penrose is a good place to start, but Murok is down to talk to the Empress and see what's going on, and maybe get a crack team of kobolds if they're still alive.
What do you? All right, yeah. So that was just Uhtred's thought.
All right. What's the first thing you want to do? We can kind of do a little bit of speed round some of this.
I think teleport to Penrose.
Yeah.
Hold an audience with the Duchess, and then review Marcotte's library.
I like that as a step 1 or 2. Well, really.
All right. So you go to Penrose, audience with the Duchess. She knows nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Gideon he says he'll reach out and see if he can get anything from his network, which I'm not sure what he means by that, but that's probably going to take some time. You go to Marcotte.
So that's just happy to see Uhtred. Just curious.
Actually, she seems just really concerned about the whole comet thing, and that you guys decided to stop and come back. That there's some danger that you might not be able to handle or something like that. She seems more concerned than anything else.
She's just hiding the joy, really.
But she kind of was happy that Uhtred was on the job, right?
The only way out of this is to say yes.
So you go to Marcotte, and is there any vein of study in particular you're going through here?
I think the comet is a major avenue.
The comet?
Writings on the comet.
Black Shurut.
Kind of that, yeah. And then I think also just this comprehensive inability of anyone to do anything magical in this area.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of you give me a knowledge arcana check on the whole anti-magic or non-teleport area or whatever.
I'm just gonna say that. Choose one.
Okay. 30.
That's because we're going to the library.
30. You get a lot of the same sort of responses as Aelorn, with anti-magic field, forbidden zone, dimensional lock, these kinds of things. But you're getting a lot of hard data on these effects and what the radius and whatever. The idea that it could be in the exact location that Aelorn would want to teleport to and occupy just that area seems astronomically remote.
Yeah.
It would make more sense that this, whatever it is affecting a large space of area, but something doing that would be beyond the ken of any magic you're aware of.
And is there in Marcotte's library anything about 10th level forbidden spells? Abjuration in particular. Legends even.
There is there is a little bit about in a time before the time that came before, there were flying cities and, you know, immensely powerful mages and, you know, priests and whatever. But that all came before the folly. And since then, these great legendary acts of arcane magic are outside the grasps of mortals. If you want to do the Lakshrit, that's a knowledge planes check.
Okay. 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
43. Okay. Thinking about the Lakshrit, thinking about, you know, you're getting it's matching up with what Greta Bezedrin said, that the concept of time is a plane in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then only the most powerful of Lakshrit would be able to transcend the timeline. But even then, they would only be able to do it once and never again in their existence.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the end all be all of, like, you know, the captains of the most powerful inevitables. And it strikes you that whatever just happened, you just saw one shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, not just a pit fiend, but a pit fiend's boss pit fiend.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, this thing crashed
Mm-hmm.
on a logic level.
Nuts. And you did it.
Mm.
You and Sippy.
And then the Duskbringer would be a history check.
I ain't got much of that.
I got to check that. Not much history. So. 30.
This is one that you're focusing the most on because it's something you know the least about. And there's legends and all kinds of stuff, and it all basically is like, oh, the mystery, you know, blah, 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 blah. There's one passage that sticks out to you, and it just has, it seems strange. Like everything else is talking about how, you know, it's always been up there, always been circling, always been, you know, threatening the end of the world. But there's this one passage that says, and so the Duskbringer was sent forth to forestall Armageddon. Mm-hmm. And it's the only thing that kind of even hints towards there was a beginning to this, that that this was not always the case, that the Duskbringer wasn't always passing by the planet and going away for 200 some years. That at one point it's, you know, it was sent forth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dakuta tries, well, I'm going to assume that with Largo's diplomacy, he convinces Dakuta to give it a shot.
100%.
And he gives a sending. And, you know, basically, we're all in the same boat in this. If you know anything about the Duskbringer, perhaps it would benefit everyone to share that knowledge. Please let us know what you know. And he waits for a second. He looks at Largo and says, she said she knows nothing and to fuck off.
Yeah. She's probably in a bunker somewhere thinking she can just ride it out.
Yeah.
Empress of Dosa? Do I try sending to her?
Sure.
Yeah. I think same message. Like we've encountered this thing. We're all in the same boat. Do you know anything we don't?
Yeah. I think same thing.
Okay. So you send this directly to the Empress?
Yeah. And I apologize. I say sorry for this.
All right. Cool. She responds, I know nothing of the comet. I only know of your purpose.
And what is that?
Like purpose. Like not, she doesn't know about what your purpose is. She just knows you have a purpose.
Yeah.
And I know nothing of the comet. I know only of your purpose. If you contact me again, I will send assassins.
Jesus.
Fair. I don't see that.
That's intense.
But yeah, you take some time. You know, there's a lot of poring over books at the Markot's library. There's audiences. There's trying to touch base, and after about a week of trying to figure things out and Gideon comes back and says, I had to call in a few favors that I was hoping to save. To get friends of friends of friends to talk to friends of friends of friends. Well, or enemies of. The only thing I gathered was that there are those who are of the opinion that the Duskbringer Comet was a prison. That it was a trap for something.
Okay.
And Bort's like, I knew it was a trap.
Yeah, totally, because he perceived that. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that one time.
Wait, is it a trap?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a trap. Technically, yes, it's a trap. And after that, and trying to put some stuff together. Mirok, your Mirok rock starts to get warm.
Where on my head?
Nope.
My Mirok rock.
That's connected to the brick.
This is a long time ago.
It's not too long ago.
Oh yeah, he gave me a thing. What do I do with it when it gets warm? I hold it up to my head. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't know what a phone is. I would go to the Cornesia State brick.
That's what that does. It's like, come talk to me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's probably Mirok and Largo together.
Oh yeah, if you go say, if you're like, I gotta go see Brick, I'm like,
Are you gonna like gather everybody or?
Yeah, everyone,
let's go.
Yeah, Mirok doesn't like being around Brick, so
we're gonna go to the basement, to where Brick stays, and see him.
I mean, because I'm just like, you guys are doing research, you're talking to the people, you're reading books. Yanni is probably in Nokiri. Uhtred is probably, hiding from his wife at the empty mine cart.
Yeah.
Most likely with Bort, who's either there or at Houndson's.
Yeah.
So like you do some quick teleports and sendings and gather everybody together.
Yeah, let's do it.
You go to the Cardessia estate. You get there, and Brick is kind of standing at the door or in the foyer. He seems a little
Nonplus.
Agitated.
Lost for words.
Okay.
And you guys come in, and he gestures to the dining room. And he says, "We've got company."
Ooh, this is exciting. Who company is?
And you guys go into the dining room, and you see in there a human man, salt and pepper hair, long goatee, wearing the vestments of Delic. He's undead. He doesn't look undead, but you recognize right away that he's undead with your life sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of like playing with a gold coin in his hand. And Yanni and Bort, give me perception checks because you're the only ones who'd be able to. Well, Uhtred too, maybe. Perception check.
37.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, the lich.
All right. What did Bort get?
Bort. I'm sorry. I forgot I was playing in there for a second. I was thinking about how this is probably like the well-dressed fucking fulcrum dude. Maybe 6 on the die. So, yeah.
All right. So Uhtred, you immediately, all of your attention goes to this gold coin because it's a fucking gold coin. And you've seen Thozen gold coins, you've seen Cass gold coins, you've seen Antolon gold coins. This gold coin seems to be minted with the face of Cheska on it, as you see him rolling it from finger to finger to finger.
It's a god, right?
Cheska is the witch that you expelled from the fairy tale book.
Oh,
Francesca, yeah.
And he's just sitting at the table, and you kind of come in, and he says, "I'm sorry." He takes the coin and he slides it across the table. "One of your friends was a bit excitable about my arrival. She'll be fine soon."
Oh, it's Cheska.
Yeah.
She's in the corner.
Yeah, you made her.
Whoa.
Yeah, put it in the corner.
My name is Reginald Coinspinner.
Reginald.
Yeah. He was in the campaign.
I was once a member of a organization known as the Fulcrum. And some time ago, we were the ones that diverted the Duskbringer comet from its intended trajectory. We had far-reaching plans. Then there were some pesky crusades, and the other members of my organization were extinguished. Now my plans no longer have any hope of success. Someone's breathing heavy.
It's Glenn.
It's Glenn?
Yeah, it's Glenn's coming.
Yep.
Or it's Otis. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm muted. I can hear it. I'm muted.
Okay. We had use for what was contained in the comet, and now it only poses a threat. About 50,000 years ago, there was a creature known as the Armageddon engine. And this creature was unstoppable. Even defeated, it would return. Even reduced to ash, it would somehow survive. And so, great and powerful individuals from that long, long time ago decided in their great wisdom that if they could not destroy it, they could simply cast it away and make sure that it could not affect anyone on Aldajor for as long as it could possibly manage. We thought to wield this power, and we could have. But no longer. Our means have been lost. This creature is known as the Tarask.
Damn. Pit fiend +1, baby.
And it has a strange nature to it, in that it would hibernate for several months and be awake for several days, hunt out a civilization and bring it to ruin. It was a force of nature, something that kept the scales from becoming too unbalanced. As I said, it would be in slumber for a few months and then awake for a few days. And that's important because these two numbers are tied to each other. That its length of activity would match in some form or fashion its length of hibernation. And it was a mercy of the gods that it was only ever active for a few days at a time. As I said, it's been in hibernation now for some 40 or 50,000 years. So now that it is awake, it will probably not sleep for another 1,600 or so. And that is more than enough time for it to destroy every living creature on this planet.
As he says, I say, and probably unliving as well.
Yes, unfortunately. I know more about this creature than perhaps anyone you could find. And he pulls a book out of his satchel that titled Armageddon by Jan Ulti Magnuson.
Jan Ulti.
It's a great name.
Says, I've gleaned what I can from this tome.
I remember when you stole my book.
It is an account of the trapping and expulsion of the Tarask in some artistic detail, but it was enough for us to gather the information we needed. It's now the origin of the information that I wish to impart on you and how to bring this creature low. If you can force it back to slumber, then perhaps we can reset the clock. But if it is left to roam as it will not sleep again until everything is gone.
Hey, Dan, could I roll a sense motive? I just want to see if this guy has any ulterior motives.
What he's going to do with those.
It's a 35.
Okay. With that, you're getting a very particular read on this guy. He's got, like everything he says is dripping with intent. And what you're getting from him, which is exactly what he's trying to put out, is your tools. Everyone here is property and they all belong to me, and I want to see nothing done to harm it. This is my stuff, and I don't want it ruined.
Okay.
Yeah, he puts that guy's name down on a list. It continues.
The fucking Tarask.
He says, I know your reputation. Feel free to destroy me. You can try, but I'll just come back in a week or so. At that point, it might be too late. You need me, and I need you.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but in this case, it is just the honest truth.
Yeah.
Okay. In a week, it might be too late.
Things need to be set in motion. Right now, it is in a barren wasteland. There are some small pockets of civilization on Kleshadar, but eventually it will seek out larger groups. It seeks civilization. It seeks large sources of life and order and wants to bring them to ruin.
The Great Devourer.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna fight a Tarask before we reach level 20? Because that's some crazy shit. Big if true.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta set some things in motion.
Yeah.
So, seeing that you guys are all like not reaching for your weapons and trying to kill the lich that's sitting in your dining room.
Unfortunately, we fucking can't. This is worse than hanging out with Borden.
I mean,
Whatever.
If we just killed him, you would come back if you need to find this black drink.
And he
He's telling the
says,
truth.
well then, if you're ready to cooperate, let me start to explain what we need to do. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Nice. It zooms out. The Full House music plays. Yellow credits go by.
Dude, fucking Yana Ulti Magnuson. That was what we stole from the library.
Oh, yeah. That was right after Mountaineer died.
Yep.
Yeah.